Hey, what's up, my friend? So in this video, I will show you my settings for TradingView, right? This is a TradingView Pro account, right? So this is a paid account. So depending on, the type of account you're using, some of the features you may not have access to. So I just want, you to know that this is a pro account. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through, right, some of the features of TradingView, the ones that I find it very useful, and as well as, to give you a template that I use. So in case that, you want to have similar charts as me, right, you can have the same template. So there are about 8 things that I'm going to show you, right? So, I hope this video kind of give you an insight into how I set up my TradingView account. So the first thing first, right? The first thing I want you to know is to let you see my properties settings, right? So the color scheme and stuff like that, you can match mine. So this is the first thing. Right, so if I'm moving too fast, you can just feel free to pause this video and you will follow my settings, right? So this is the scale. This is the background. Typically you can see it's white background. Right, time zone session, I'm in Singapore, so this is why I leave it at Singapore. Right, I suggest putting the same time zone as you're in. So if you're in Eastern Standard Time, right, leave it as it is, Eastern Standard Time. Trading, right, you can see that now I remove a lot of all those lines, just this one I check. Events and alerts, right, these are the box that I check. Okay, so this is my properties setting, right? The second thing I want to show you is how to create a watch list. Right, so why do you want to create a watch list, right? It helps you because, for example, if you're a forex trader or you're a stock trader, you have a watch list of markets that you trade. So it can be tiring to, manually enter euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar every time, you want to pull out a chart. So by creating a watch list, you have all the markets that you trade, right, in one section, and it's very convenient. So how you'll do it is you go to here. Okay, you can see that I have different watch lists: agriculture, bonds, forex, indices, non-agriculture, and even swing trading. So let's say I want to create a new watch list, right? Let's say I create a new list. I call this day trading, right? So let's say day trading, click save. Right, so now I have a new section over here, right? It's called day trading, and over here is empty because I need to populate this section with the relevant markets. So let's say I am a day trader and I want to day trade euro dollar. I add euro dollar, right? There are different tabs you see over here. Since you know that euro dollar is a forex market, needless to say, right, you want to be selecting euro dollar here, right? You can see over here there's FXCM, forex.com, IDC, Oenda, right? What all this means is that where is TradingView going to get their feed from? Is it FXCM, forex.com, Oenda, right? Honestly, it's not really going to make much of a difference. So let's just use FXCM. Okay, so let me populate one more. How about pound dollar? Okay, pound dollar by FXCM, I just click. So you can see that, under my day trading watch list, I have 2 markets right now. So if you are, day trading these 2 markets, or you are trading more markets, you want to populate, all the relevant markets in this watch list. Okay, and that's how you, go about creating a watch list. The third thing I want to show you is, how to, set an alert, right? This is very useful, right? I think no matter what type of trader you are, say for example, let's say New Zealand dollar, right? This is the daily time frame. Let's say, I am working full time and, I don't have time to monitor New Zealand dollar all the time. But this is an area of support. This is a level that, I could potentially want to trade from. So how do I create an alert? Right, there are a couple of ways to do it, right? For this method, you can actually, since over here, I've drawn a, you know what, let me go this way, this route, okay? Let's see. Since over here, I've drawn a support level, right? How do you draw this, right? It's very simple. Go here, horizontal line, you draw, either support or resistance. If you draw trend line, it's trend line, and it's pretty self-explanatory, right? So I just horizontal line, I put it here. Okay, so this is my, area of support. So I can use this and create an alert as well. So I'm alert, right, whenever price, touches this level. What you'll do is you double click, go to the alert tab, and you get this out, right? This is a box. So it's very simple. What is the market condition, right? New Zealand dollar, right? So since I'm trading New Zealand dollar, this is it, right? Crossing, right? You can use crossing, cross up, different variations of it, but crossing is the most straightforward, right? Horizontal line, right? This is the horizontal line that I just put out earlier. Right, frequency. How often do you want to be alerted? Right, every time the market, when it hits your level, you want to be alerted. Every minute, 5 minutes, all right, or other different conditions, right? So for me, I just leave it as once. right? Expiration day, right? Or expiration time, right? So how long before this alert would expire, right? Maybe you can set it by the end of the month, end of the week, right? Depending on you, right? Show pop-up, right? TradingView will have a pop-up, right? You have a play a sound. Send emails is useful, okay? Because, if you are not at your screen, at least, it sends you an email or even SMS. I'm not sure whether, this one, okay, yeah, this one you would have to be I guess a premium plan, right? So I can't send SMS, but I can send email, right? So the message you can have is this, okay? So what you'll do is that, you click create, right? And this level over here becomes an alert level. You notice that the clock over here, because this is now an alert level. So what happens is that if the price hits this level, you'll receive an email. There'll be a pop-up on this screen as well, telling you that New Zealand dollar has crossed this 73448 level. Okay, so this is how you set an alert, right? I think for the free account, you can set a few alerts. For the pro account, you can set more, and if you have a higher tier account, you can set even more alerts. So that's how you go about setting an alert. So with that said, right, the next thing I want to show you is how to have indicators on your chart, right? It's relatively simple. Just go to this tab indicators, and you can see that there's a wide array of indicators over here. All right, built-in one is, I believe, these are the ones that are comes default by TradingView. Public library are the ones that are created by TradingView users, right? So you can see that some of these indicators over here, right, like this have 16,481 likes by this guy called Lazy Bear. He created something called the squeeze momentum indicator. I'm not sure what that is, right? But apparently this indicator is very popular. So the likes is generally showing you which indicators are the most popular ones. Okay, so I don't really use this generally because I'm just a very simple trader who uses very simple tools like moving average. So for example, if you want to find moving average, you can go to built-in, find all the way down to M, over here, or you can just type MA, and you can pretty much find it even faster. So in this case, right, I like to use the moving average exponential. So I pull it out, right? You can see on my chart over here. So you can see, right, this is the 9-period moving average, right? You click this one over here, you can change your settings. Maybe you change to 20 period. The style you want, maybe let's say you want a red color, that is fine as well. You click OK, and this is the line you see over here. Right? So one thing I want to point out is that if for example, some charts you want to leave your moving average on, some charts you don't want to, right? So what you can do is to hide your indicators so it doesn't appear on your chart and doesn't clutter it. So for example, you can just click this, it hides. Right? For this 200, I can click and it hides as well. So if you want to bring out your indicators, you just unhide it, click, 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 and it just comes out accordingly. So I think this is a very useful feature for you to unclutter your chart. Okay, so this is the indicators portion. Let me hide those two. Okay, so now you know how to create an to set up your indicators, right? So there's a lot out here, right? I've not even covered the breadth of it, right? But it's up to you to explore how to go about using it. Okay, so the fifth thing that I want to share with you is saving templates, right? So what is saving templates? So if you look at this, right, this is called SR. If I load this, right, I have a few templates. I have a support resistance, swing trading, and trend following. So what is the difference, between saving templates and watch lists? So a template is basically what is on your chart. All right, so let's say you have certain template, like maybe say this one. All right, you want to say you want to have this indicators, right? Maybe like the RSI, stochastic and stuff like that. Let me get the RSI out, right? Maybe you also want to have a MACD. All right. Okay, so you got this two out, and on top of it, maybe say this time around you don't need any lines at all. You don't need any support resistance, so you remove all. Okay, so this is a template that you use, right? Maybe just involving RSI, MACD, and the moving average, and you want to save this template because whenever you look at other charts, you also want to have this specific template. So what you'll do is go to here, you click save as, right? So let's call this the indicators template, indicators, and you click save. So it's going to open a new tab, right, to save your template. Okay, so you can see over here, right? So right now, if I add another, let's say I go to euro dollar, right? This is the same template, right? If I add in another, say, dollar Canadian, it will have the same template as well, dollar Canadian. Okay, and what happens if, let's say, you don't want to use this template, you want to go back to the original support resistance template. Go to load, go to support resistance, it's going to populate up another one, right? And okay, this is wrong. Okay, so apparently I made a mistake for this, right? So what you do is I remove this, remove this. Okay, so for this one, okay, so you've seen that I made a mistake earlier, right? So anyway, this is the original support resistance template, right? So you can see that if you don't want this template, right, just go back to your earlier template that you have saved, right? The indicators one. Okay, and there you have it, right? Your indicators template that you see over here. Okay, you have your moving average, you have your indicators over here, right? Although I agree that this one really kind of shouldn't be here, right? Maybe I did a slight mistake earlier, but anyway, the indicator template should looks like this. So every time let's say you go to day trading, you go to pound dollar, right? It has all the relevant template that you have saved earlier. I believe all these lines are here is because I have other charts, right, that have all these lines here. So what you want to do, if you just want to remove it, it's quite simple. Hide all drawing tools, and there you go. Simple, right? So anyway, that's the use of your template. Okay, so moving on, right? After template, what I want to show you is how do you actually compare between different markets, right? So let me just close some tab first, right? So let's say we go back to our day trading tab, right? Let's say euro dollar. How about that? Okay, so maybe let's say we are looking at the 1 hour time frame, and you want to trade euro dollar, right? Let's say you're a forex trader, and maybe you are having a hard time deciding, should I be trading euro dollar or pound dollar or Aussie dollar, which is the better market to trade? So what you can do, right? Maybe if you want to compare, see which is the stronger or weaker one, you click this compare tab. It's going to pull out the market that you want to compare with. So let's say euro dollar and Aussie dollar. Okay, you click Aussie dollar. It's going to pull out this Aussie dollar. This orange line is basically the Aussie dollar on the 1 hour time frame. So you can see over here, right, that the euro dollar, right, is somewhat, I would say, if you just zoom out a little. Okay, so let me try this again, right? So let's say you are trading euro dollar on the 1 hour time frame, right? And let's give a better example, like let's say New Zealand dollar, right? You want to see which is a stronger currency pair to trade. So you put in the New Zealand dollar symbol, right, and it's going to appear as this orange line over here. This is the New Zealand dollar overlay, right? So this is basically the New Zealand dollar chart, but it's a line chart. And you can see that New Zealand dollar, right, it's somewhat weaker than euro dollar, because if you compare, right, what it's doing right now, euro dollar has basically already rallied higher, but New Zealand dollar is still hovering near the lows. So let's say if you want a short, right, New Zealand dollar would be a better candidate for a short. And if you want a long, right, euro dollar would be a better candidate to long. So this is what you call relative strength, where you compare the markets in the same sector to see who is stronger or weaker, right? There are many ways you can do it, right? Let's say for example you can even do the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, and the Dow. Let me just show you. So let's say we pull out the S&P 500, right? Let's say this is the daily market, right? So we don't want New Zealand dollar. Let's remove it. So this is the S&P 500. And you want to compare it, let's say, with Nasdaq, right? Nasdaq is, another index, right? You want to see which is stronger. You just pull out the Nasdaq, and there you have it. Okay, so this is the Nasdaq one. All right, you can see that Nasdaq had a very sharp decline over here, but the S&P is basically just range bound. Right, if you want, you can even just pull out and say, let's say, Hang Seng. Right, it's another index. Right, I think it's Hang Seng Index Futures. So click this one out. And then you can see the Hang Seng is the orange one. In terms of relative strength, seems to be very strong because it broke out and still trading near the highs, whereas S&P is still consolidating. Nasdaq is still consolidating here. So you can see that you want to be comparing basically the markets within the same sector, and this compare tool is very useful to let you know who are the leaders and the laggards. Okay, so this is how you go about doing it for the compare function. That is number 6. And number 7, I want to show you is how to use how to actually have time frame. Never mind. Basically, how to actually select the time frame quickly, right? So this is a so-called a ninja hack, if you want to call it. So over here, you can see that these are all the time frames that I use commonly, right? The 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, right? And you can actually change this, to whatever you prefer, right? Just go to here, this one, and you can see I've clicked star, 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 star. This means I favorite all this time frame. So this is why they appear here. If I change my favorite, say I don't want 15 minutes, I change it to 5 minutes, right? The 5 minutes appear here, right? If I don't want my 1 hour, I change it to 2 hour. The 2 hour will appear here. So this is a very cool trick, right? That you can have access the time frame that you want quickly in just one click, instead of clicking this, then clicking the time frame here. So it saves you one step, right? So this is a trick I learned from one of my subscriber, right? So So thank you, right, for sharing this knowledge. So this is the 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily, weekly, and basically the ones that I use commonly. All right, so this is the tip number 7. And last but not least, I want to show you how to actually track multiple time frames. All right, this is very useful for a day trader, because as a day trader, you typically want to see what is the higher time frame doing before you enter your trades of the lower time frame. So let's say on pound dollar, okay, let's say pound dollar, this is the 4 hour time frame. Or you know what, let's use the daily, okay? And what you want to do is you click this one over here, right? And you click this. What happens is that it's going to split your window into two, right? You want to basically track time on all charts. So basically, never mind, I'll explain this later. You click this. Okay, so you can see that these two charts are the pound dollar, right? This is the daily time frame, right? Here, daily. So if you want to change, let's say this one, let's say you want to be the 15-minute time frame. So you can see that this chart over here now is the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so this is useful. Why do I say that? Because as day traders, you want to see what the higher time frame is doing. So you can see that on the 15-minute time frame, the price is maybe coming down lower, and maybe you want to reference it to see what the higher time frame is doing. Say, okay, maybe it's it's still having this retracement move, right? There's an area of support that you want to be aware of. So maybe for now, you still can take a short trade, right? With expectation that there is this area of support coming in on the daily time frame, right? So this is how you go about, right? Using two time frames to be shown on your charts, in sync. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, right, there's another, this feature can be further used, right, by having this different, different layout, right? For example, if you want to track time on all charts, right, if you check this, right, and let's say this is the 15-minute time frame, this is the daily time frame. If I click here, right, this 15-minute time frame will go onto that specific daily candle on this specific day. If I go back, say, in time in this candle over here, I want to see what the 15-minute time frame is doing on this bar. You click, it's going to change accordingly, right? So this is it may be useful for you if you want to look what a lower time frame is doing on a specific day. Maybe there's a huge rally on this day. What did the price action look like on the 15 minutes? You click this, and it looks something like this, right? So you have an idea, of what I'm talking about. So let's say the most recent price action is this, so you click this, right? And it's pretty much looking like this, right? So this is the track time on all charts, right? Useful depending on whether it makes sense for you, right? So sync crosshair on all charts, so basically the crosshair will appear on both of this chart, right? Link interval to all charts, so basically this will be the daily, and this also will be the daily if I'm not wrong. And link symbol basically means that these two are the same symbol, British pound and British pound, right? So this is how you can actually use these different features, and of course you can change it in this format if you like it, right? Up and down. Right, and there are different formats that you can use, right? But I believe, right, maybe if you want to use the other formats, again, you have to use you have to be on the higher tier account, right? But I think this is either this or this are pretty neat to start with. Okay, so with that, right, that's all I have for you in this video, right? Maybe just do a quick recap to what I've covered so far. Number one, I shared with you the properties, right, on how I go about having the same layout that you see on my chart, right? So just right click properties, pause the screen if you need to follow my template. The second thing I shared with you is how to create a watch list, right? Very simple, create a watch list. You just go to here, this tab, you can start creating a watch list. The third thing I talk about is how to set alerts. Again, very simple, right? You can either click this to set an alert, or if you have a support resistance on your chart, double click it, go to the alert tab. The fourth thing I spoke about is indicators. How do you actually get it out on your chart and how to, use it? Simple. Use this tab over here, indicators. The fifth thing I talk about is, let's see, I talk about how do you actually save your template, right? Template is useful, especially if, sometimes you use indicators, sometimes you just use support resistance. So go to here, right? You can actually create new template and, save it. Number 6, I share with you how to compare between different markets within the same sector, right? This is the compare function to identify which are the leaders and the laggards, right? Number 7, I talk about how do you actually have your time frame as a shortcut at this part over here. Just click this one and you just select the star to favorite your time frame. And last but not least, right, I spoke about the tracking the multiple time frame. Let's call this multiple time frame, right? Just go to this one, right? Select your desired window, and you can have a multiple time frames shown on one screen. So that's what I've covered in this video. I hope this is useful, and with that, right, I wish you good luck and good trading. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and the like button below. I would really appreciate it. So with that, I will talk to you soon.